Brian Bennett. What are we looking at?
This is the running backs and the tight ends working on the linebackers and the safeties one-on-one pass. Now, the advantage should go to the offensive player because you're completely on space with an open field. So anytime a defensive player makes a good play, it's a big deal. Here's the #1 tight end in the country, Clive Walford.
And the quarterback, Reese out of Colorado State.
How about that little shake?
He's 3 for 3.
How about that little shake, folks? That's an athlete right there now. He broke that UCLA kid down in a heartbeat.
UCLA kid Anthony Jefferson.
There's the shake. And he's wide open.
Anthony Jefferson's a corner going up against the tight end.
Artis Payne. Now, he made the catch there. He only had 12 catches this year at Auburn, so people are really watching to see if he's a natural hands catcher or not. He beat Anthony, the inside backer from Clemson, who was pretty good yesterday, according to a bunch of people that I talked to.
And guys, here's Blake Sims, the quarterback at Alabama, one-year starter, went 12-2 in that 1 year through 28 touchdowns.
Now, Cody, a lot of people think Cody Pruitt is a high-level safety, and he'll tackle. He's a good athlete, but what we need to find out is what kind of hips and ability he has to transition in space, because he didn't do a lot of man coverage, and he didn't have to come off the hash or play deep middle.
Yeah, he lined up in the parking lot, Mike. He had all kinds of room to run around. I like to see him up against the line of scrimmage, see him run around at man coverage.
That's good. He's going to tell you when to find the ball.
And there is our third quarterback, our late addition, Brian Bennett. Started at Oregon, ended up at Southeastern Louisiana.
That was Sprate, the linebacker. And remember, rule #1 for an inside linebacker is take away the inside cut. Force them outside. Lorenzo Malden, 97. This is intriguing. Oh, that's 94. My bad.
That's Malden. He's not bad. I mean, for a guy that plays
Malden, yep.
hand on the ground, goes and gets the quarterback, 3 plays in coverage, that didn't look too bad.
Yeah, he's an edge guy, probably a 34 outside linebacker. Kind of fun to see him cover. Is this Tart here? Tart from Sanford, the safety. He just sat flat-footed knowing he was a better athlete than the fullback, Jalston.
Jalston, the fullback out of Alabama, one of 4, or Jalston Fowler, beg your pardon, one of 4 Alabama players here. I mentioned there are 6 Auburn players as well, and you mentioned the DB, Jaquaski Tart out of Sanford. He is a Mobile native.
Another guy that will knock your jock off, but we got to find out if he can cover man and if he can get deep middle, deep outside. What are his movement skills? Because he's a big, strong, tough kid.
Bennett back at quarterback.
Walford with the inside move. And again, the shake on Grissom. What do you think, guys?
Can't cover him with an outside linebacker, guys. I mean, the defensive backs are struggling enough, but what you've seen right there is an outside linebacker in him. That's too easy.
You want to see a tight end in this drill that can win off the line of scrimmage. You want to see a tight end that can win at the top of the route, and he just gave you both.
And that's an outside linebacker who's played 1 year of it in college, a bit of defensive end his whole career, or tight end himself, Geno Grissom.
That's Herrera we saw last week at the East-West game. Got the late call-up working on Artis Payne. Remember, Payne only had 12 catches. I watched it. They targeted him 15 times. He double caught 1, dropped 2.
He's also 24, going to be 25 by the time the season starts.
How many did Trey Mason catch at Auburn? Do we know? Do we remember? I'm not sure how much they throw it to that position.
No, they
Baker's
don't.
dozen off the top of my head.
It's kind of like Art Browse at Baylor. They rarely throw to the backs.
And that's kind of right. That's the point. Is you're not killing the kid because of something they don't ask him to do. We just want to see him define himself this week.
Right side.
Watching live coverage here, the South practicing. Gus Bradley and the Jacksonville staff here coaching the South. This is Brian Bennett, the quarterback.
Good. Nice play.
Knocked away.
That's a nice play. Stephon Anthony from Clemson's got great movement skills and real good size. He'll be a fairly high draft pick.
Yeah, he measured in 6'2", 6'2.5", 245 pounds. That's a good size inside linebacker that can play in either defense, Mike, 3-4 or 4-3.
And in today's NFL, you got to be able to run, and the kid can run. Where's our big guy, 97?
Trail.
Where's Lyndon Trail?
Trail out of Norfolk State.
I think he got a couple reps down here and went to go hang out with the big fellas.
Now, Johnson just dropped the football, and he might have been the most natural hands catcher of any running back I saw, and he just dropped a wide open pass.
As David Johnson, the running back out of Northern Iowa, checked in 6'2", 224.
And there it goes right through his hands. Now here's Lyndon Trail, who we were just talking about. A little stiff in the hips. What is he, 6'7", Danny?
He's 6'6". You know who he reminds me of is Hubbard from Alabama that played in this game a few years back, who was just long and lanky. But that's not bad against the best tight end. He had the best rep of the day.
Against
Charles,
Clyde
he started at Florida, right?
That's where he began his career before transferring to Norfolk State.
Let's go. Here we go. 4-1 defense.
Lorenzo Malden. He's never had to do this before. He was actually competing fairly well with that rep. He started patting his feet and left the inside wide open. Gus is laughing. Gus is, no, he can't cross your face, son.
You know, let's face it, most pass rushers would just rather go attack the quarterback, wouldn't they?
And in all honesty, a 3-4 edge rusher in order. You got to rush the quarterback 1, set an edge 2, and it's a bonus if you can cover it all.
Blake Sims, Artist Payne there. Guys, what do you think of Blake Sims?
I think he enters this process as probably an undrafted free agent. I think with a great week here and impressing some coaches, he maybe could have a chance to sneak into the bottom end of the draft, but just inconsistent with his ball placement and accuracy.
Nice break on the football by Jefferson from UCLA.
Let's get a little bit more on Blake Sims. Alex?
Andrew got a little chance to spend some time with Alabama head coach Nick Saban yesterday, who, as you'd expect, is a huge fan of Blake Sims. Remember, he was recruited to Alabama to play running back, and Nick Saban says he did everything that was asked of him. He was patient. He made the most of his opportunity. Remember, he backed up A.J. McCarron. He then played scout team after being recruited there as a running back, was expected to back up Jacob Coker, and he won the job there. So I think the one thing that we know about this kid, he's a hard worker, and he's willing to learn.
And in that 1 year as a starter, certainly cashed in. 12-2 for Alabama.
A.J. McCarron became the first quarterback in Alabama history to turn down an invite to the Senior Bowl. And I felt like it hurt him a lot last year. He went from a guy that thought he was a first or second round pick all the way down to the 5th round for the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's the big thing. Getting here to Mobile, proving that you can do it, helping your stock, and when you don't show up. Pro days are a lot different. Controlled environment. Not against other talented players. You can only learn so much from a pro.